in context for us your 1 millionth wallet. What does that mean exactly?
Good morning. Thank you guys so much for having me on Surveillance. It's a true pleasure to be here. Tom, I don't know if you've checked the price of Bitcoin today yet, but it might have been wise to buy some before the holidays. Maybe Matt gave you some.
Yeah, Matt
Blockchain.info is the world's premier Bitcoin wallet, and we're the first online-only wallet to reach 1 million users. Now, this is a historic accomplishment. Never have we seen so much traffic move into a Bitcoin wallet, and it's a real validation for the entire industry in space.
Charles, is it a validation?
Well, anytime you get 1 million downloads, that's progress. There's no question about it. I still think there's some questions about the business model and the need for it. But
your biggest question is?
We have a pretty good currency system as it is. Is this the biggest problem that needs?
Well, and that goes to the heart of it. Nicholas Cary, state for me the efficiencies gained by Betty Lou having a Bitcoin wallet versus U.S. dollars.
So there are plenty of efficiencies to be gained, but in terms of how our business model works, Blockchain.info is a 100% Bitcoin-only business. So we do our deals in Bitcoin, we pay our employees in Bitcoin, and the entire company operates that way. But here's an example. This fall, we sold advertising on Blockchain.info. We have hundreds of millions of views a month, and we sold that advertising for Bitcoin. Now, the price of Bitcoin went up fivefold since then, which made our deal even more valuable. So we're in a special position, unlike other businesses.
Nick, is that how you make money? You make money by advertising? Is that your business model?
Yeah, we're a 100% free service, so anybody around the world can sign up for a Bitcoin wallet, and there's absolutely no cost to them, and that allows them to send Bitcoin to and from anyone, anywhere on planet Earth for no fees, basically, and we're a free service.
Nick, I think we have a chart of just the growth, up to your 1 millionth, and, this growth, no surprise, has really been within the last 18 months or so, and anytime somebody looks at a chart like that, they think, gee, are we here getting into a speculative bubble? What's your argument that this is not?
Well, there's an old proverb I like, which is the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today. Bitcoin is absolutely in its infancy still. In the last year, we've seen a lot of maturity in the space, new investment in lots of big companies moving in, but we're going to see even more maturity, and this year is going to be huge. The amount of energy and optimism and intellectual capital moving into Bitcoin is astronomical. And you're right, we have seen parabolic growth, but we're seeing things accelerate and move more quickly. The total number of Bitcoin users in the world is unknown, but to watch a project like Blockchain.info lead the way and get 1 million users shows that there's real value for companies to get into this space, and I anticipate more and more money moving into it.
I mean, Charles, does it smell like this is a trend that's going to go from the fringes into the mainstream?
I don't see it yet touching the mainstream, but this early in their life cycle, who knows what's going to happen next. But I think it's a challenging business model. Though.
Nicholas, you hear the skepticism of Mr. Phillips. We had a former CEO of PayPal just outright call it hogwash a few days ago on Bloomberg Surveillance. Within that, do you think there is an underlying theory and structure that benefits and sustains the efficiencies from what you're doing?
Yeah, for the time being, in a lot of ways, that's true. I saw that interview as well, and I obviously have a different opinion than he does. But realistically, in the next year, you have a lot of obligations for software companies to build amazing technology that's easy to use. There was a real tip of the spear in Bitcoin in the last 18 months where you had a lot of people that were tech forward, and the next group of adopters are going to be regular folks that just want a more convenient way to make transactions happen, especially online, where instead of having to submit all of your private information, you'll be able to just make a payment and get your goods and services without having to pay fees to credit card companies. So there are definitely efficiencies to be had, and I think for the whole industry, the challenge is to grab that mind share and the market share by building amazing software that's easy to use, and that's one of the things we're going to do with blockchain.